fam, it's Kiahonfire here and welcome back to a brand new video. This is our second video in the religion guide series, and today we're going to be talking about the religion of Set. And it will be fully in depth about all the things you can get in this religion, how to get it, etc, etc. So let's get into it. So first we're going to actually talk about how we obtain the religion. There's two ways you can do this. You can either do it in the character customization screen where you choose your religion and you'd pick Set, or you can go to this place on the map right here at the spire, and you can just climb up here. There's an easy way to get up here, and you can get your stuff and religion from here. It's a pretty basic run up. There's a little path that actually leads up to here so you don't have to climb the spire, and then you'll make it up these steps. And at the top of these steps, you're going to find the teacher of Set. He roams around this little area. You want to talk to him, and you can learn the Acolyte of Set. You can also learn his emote if you like. And then you say goodbye, and then you have obtained the Set religion. If you go to your feats, and you go to the Acolyte of Set, this is what it has taught you, this bit here. And it will be learned. Now what you want to do is you want to get straight away into building the actual altar. So we're just going to build it inside of our inventory. It's very cheap. Some twine, wood, stone. As with all religions, there is 3 tiers of altar. Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3. So we're going to start with our Tier 1 altar and all the things you can build in it and where you're going to start off. So you're going to start off with this basic altar. It won't have anything in it. It won't have the priest in it. And there's several things you can build. There's a Set antidote, a brazier, and a ritual knife. And the first thing you're going to want to build is the actual Setite ritual knife. And this enables you to get all the stuff you need to be able to make this thing work. And basically, to get this stuff, you need to kill people and harvest their hearts. Now you're probably going to want a few people. You get 1 for 1, so 1 heart per 1 person. There we go. So you get your little knife, you go over the person, stick your knife in, and you harvest a heart out of each of them. You only get 1 per person. There we go. Then what you're going to do is you want to bring your hearts here, and you can convert them into Set antidote. When you craft this Set antidote, it will give you a manifestation of zeal. Now you need these to be able to upgrade your altar to the next level. So you're going to need 30 hearts, aka 30 Set antidotes, to get to this amount of zeals you need to upgrade. Now these little antidotes are great. They actually really help with poison. I can give you a little example of this actually. I'll put it on my bar. So I always find getting poisoned is a really big problem with these locusts, and I really like the Set religion for this. You get these in multiple places in the map. You don't get them here. But I'm just showing you for example. See, like, they've slapped poison on me already. And this is a problem. I'll go over here, I'll munch on one of these potions, it's completely removed. There is no poison anymore. These little Set braziers you can get are also pretty cool. They're pretty cheap as well, but I wouldn't bother building them unless you wanted them for decoration. There's no much point apart from that. There you go. You can return them to your inventory, turn them off and on, and that's pretty much it. But I would mainly just go after the Set antidotes and harvest the hearts for it. On your hunt, you might need to build several of these Setite ritual knives, and that's because these aren't great in durability, and you'll find you're going to be using these up very, very quickly, and they don't last that long when you keep doing that. Once you've got enough zeals, you're going to want to upgrade your altar. It's pretty cheap: iron reinforcement, shaped wood, and brick. And this thing here will upgrade into the next Set altar, which will be this one, which is not much bigger than the first one. So you won't have a problem for size and placement, but it will pretty much just upgrade on the spot and convert into this, and then you can build a whole new set of things. Now this second altar is probably people's most favourite altar because of one thing, and that would be the snake arrows. Snake arrows are poison arrows pretty much, and they're still pretty decent. They did do an update on them which gave them a bit of a nerf, but they are still relevant and pretty good. It'll probably take about 4 of these to kill a hyena on its own with a mid-tier bow, let's just say. But these are nice because you can use them on bosses, and you can just keep stacking poison and just let it run down, and then apply other status effects to it. And that's why a lot of people like these snake arrows. And they're still pretty darn cheap to make as well. They only cost cost 1 zeal and 10 branches. And you'll get 10 arrows per craft. Arrows could be particularly good if you got something like this. Like this little lady here. She's a mean lady. I could just stack up some poison on there. You get 1 poison per blast, even with the charged shot. Let me just show you. Yeah, now our health is going to slowly melt down. And there you go, she started poison and I haven't even had to get close to her. There we go. Another thing you can build in here as well is a Setite mask, which works as a gas mask. So you'll be finding at sandstorms wearing it and stuff like that. It's pretty cheap to make as well. So that's pretty nice. You can wear this armor as well and it gives you little to no corruption. It will give you a bit, but it won't give you as much as you usually would get, as you can see in my little bar up there. Although I never bother wearing the hallowed armor usually, because it's just the armor you sacrifice for actually having this hallowed effect that doesn't do that well is just not worth it. And a better way of getting rid of corruption would to be going and getting a dancer thrall, and then that will also get corruption off you very quickly. So it's up to you if you want to sacrifice armor over corruption that you could get rid of with a dancer. But usually getting rid of that armor is just not worth it in a lot of situations, especially in the Undead City. But this hallowed armor is pretty much what that does. And a lot of people just use it for RP, honestly. That's pretty much what the armor does at the moment. So I would just farm out your zeals again using the antidote. Just use it that way and you'll get there in no time. It's 75 zeals to upgrade your station to the next tier. Now we'll move on to tier 3. Now we get to tier 3 and that's when the weapons and stuff come to play. You get another little decoration thing you can have in here. Build the serpent stamped Kopesh. That costs very cheap, apart from the human hearts. It'll probably cost you a bit more and that's the expensive side of it. But if you're farming people out to get this sort of thing anyway, then that shouldn't be a problem. You can have the shield as well, it's pretty cheap. It's decent as well. Mid-tier, 28 health damage. It's hallowed again, so you could wear it in the corrupted zone. And it does shield smash. Kopesh is a pretty nice little short sword. It pairs nicely with the shield, and you can use them together against the enemy. And they work out pretty nice. It's a pretty quick attacking weapon, short range, and when you get into trouble you can always block with your shield. And it's pretty cheap minus the sword. And you get this cute little idol here. You can't do anything with it, you can just have it as decoration. You can also make yourself a lovely feast of set here. And this will be pretty cheap minus the spiced tea, baby soup, and reptile hide. Reptile hide you can get from crocodiles. And you can skin them with a skinning knife, and you should get plenty of skin for this. Now to get the spiced tea you actually need to go and pick up a recipe from the Sumerian camp Mans of the Dead. And this one won't be too easy to get to unless you're very quick. It's right here on the map. All you gotta do is you pretty much turn around, you come into this little house here. This is the kind of area you're looking for. And you'll come in here, and you pick up this book here. You learn Specialist Cooking 3, and that will give you exactly what you need. So be very careful in this area, there's a lot of high tier thralls here that might hurt you. And to make spiced tea, all you need is herbal tea, which you also learned from the same area. And that costs aloe, purified water, plant fibre, and that's pretty much all. The spice you can get by using a grinder and sticking things like plant fibre or general plants in general in there, and that will give you the spice for it, and you can make it that way. And it's probably one of the actual cheaper feasts to make, I find, to be honest. The only problem you'll have is the spiced tea, if anything, will probably be the most grindy part of it, but it's pretty simple to make, and it gives pretty nice buffs. Give you a nice regeneration buff in stamina and HP, and that heals pretty well. Now there is also a couple of things you can get at level 60 when in the set religion. These are the snakebite daggers and the blessed Setel ritual knife. Now this is basically a knife with more durability than the normal one, and that's pretty much all that is. And then you have the snake bites. The snake bites have pretty good damage on them and armor pen. They do quite nice bleed, and at the moment daggers are pretty top game because they stagger so bad on things, especially when you're fighting people. So I'm just going to spawn some people in and show you what these are like. So here we go, we got a lady right here. We're just going to use these on her. And see, she's just down in no time. That's a yellow bar person right there. I'm going to go for another one. There we go, we got 20 bleeds on her, which is pretty insane. She's just going to bleed away. You could also add a poison onto these daggers if you like, and that would make them even worse on killing people. Especially little mini bosses like these, it's just great. Just bleed them. You got a little bit of cripple there as well. They're good fun to use and they're not that expensive to make, and you don't have to rely on legendary chests to get them, and you can repair them just as normal in here. Now, to actually spawn the goddess set, you need a archpriest, and the best place and best chance of area you're going to get this in is actually the set city, because any kind of like where else is not exactly great for it. And here you're at least guaranteed a set priest every time. Even if it might not be a great one, you just got to keep farming them out until you actually get a good one. We actually have an archpriest here now, so we have 3 priest spawners. See, there we go, it's right there. So if you knock him out, tame him, stick him in your tier 3 altar, then you will be enabled to actually make the avatar set, and you'll be all good to go. And this area is right here on the map in the top part of the city, just there. Now we get to the last but not least, the avatar of Set. This is pretty much the best god for destroying buildings at the moment in this current version of the game. It's absolutely insane and does more damage than any of the other gods. And this is another reason why people will prioritize Set, because it's just so good. Here we go, the Great Snake. Now this thing is pretty fast as well, I'm not gonna lie. It maneuvers its way through terrain pretty fast. Its attacks are pretty fast. Even it just moving along destroys things. You can see the rocks getting destroyed underneath me pretty quickly. I'm actually gonna go reap havoc on this safari camp here. It also scares to raid pretty well as well. I'm just bully these people down here. They all died. Either that or I could just go straight over them and it all dies anyway. But this guy is pretty insane, I'm not gonna lie. Get what you want done, especially here. You just destroy everything. But that's pretty much what I have to show you on the Set Religion Guide. It's pretty straightforward and it's probably one of the more favoured religions out there just because of what it offers, and it's pretty nice in the overall aspect. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching. Feel free to comment down below and make sure you keep an eye on the series if you're interested in this kind of thing. But anyway, thank you for watching. I love you all and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!